stereo speaker, so the small speaker on top of the bigger one. You know how those go? When I was a teenager, I was hanging out at my friend's house, and we met up, and we were just hanging out waiting for people to come over, and he had a stereo on. We were listening to music, and he comes and he sits down at the table, and I just look over his table, or at the stereo, and all of a sudden, just, boom, flies across the room. I'm looking at it, and I catch it when it flies across the room, the way it slides on the ground. It just freaked me out. We looked at each other, and little did we know this was our first ghost experience, I guess you'd call it. Because I ran over to the stereo and I turned the music up. It wasn't because of bass. It wasn't like bouncing around. And when I called him a few weeks ago, I asked him about it. He said it's happened before when he has parties and people over. It'll just get smacked over. And he said that an old lady died in that house, and he thinks it's just an old lady that gets mad when he has too many people over and loud music. So that's what I want to convince y'all, is that I believe that that was a ghost that did that. And throughout history across the world, in every country, everywhere, they all have ghost stories, and since beginning of recorded time, the Egyptians had their Book of the Dead, which was basically like a how-to on how to make it in the afterlife. And so, I don't want to get into religion or make it too broad of a thing, but I just would say the definition of a ghost is a deceased person whose spirit or soul still exists and can manifest itself visible or in some other way manifest its energy, like a little voice or like knocking something over. I believe that science is the best way to look at this, and that we need to look at them through proven figures, not just hearsay or stories. And the best way that I read on research is to experience it for yourselves. That's the best way. I can't really give you all the feelings I had or give you the goosebumps I did, and most people that go and see these things for themselves, they rarely don't believe after they have their own experiences. Online, there's over 200 places that are listed in Oklahoma as haunted. I mean, I've heard stories all my life. I went to Catholic high school. The nuns at school used to talk about the ghost of a nun that roamed around upstairs, and I've heard just countless stories throughout my life. And recently, I saw a documentary that was a local car lot here in Oklahoma City, and on their video surveillance, a video popped up. I'd like to show that to you all. What do you like, please? What do you do?
He doesn't have an A, so we don't have to do anything.
I go for that.
Alright. So in that same documentary, it went on to explain that, you saw the video, it didn't look like it had feet, it was just a floating mist roaming around. And the documentary went on to explain that same night there's 3 fatal car accidents, and of one of those, it was a young woman who was just coming home from work. She had 2 young little kids, and she didn't make it home that night. She died, and they thought that was her ghost that was looking to get back in her car and make it home. Maybe she didn't know what was happening. I mean, so imagine that. You're floating around just to ghosts or loved ones you may know that may be dead and floating around. So we all have a fear of death or unfinished business, and there's people that know that and they want to take advantage of that. So I wouldn't tell you all to believe this without showing you proof that people may lie to you. So next, I have a video of a guy, the internet calls him Cowboy Bill, but on a TV show, Ghost Adventures, they did a live episode, and he was part of it. And all these things were going on, and he was standing there with a little device in his hand, and he said that a ghost knocked it out. I'm going to show you a video of that. I'll replay that real quick. Oh,
You can't see ghosts.
okay. So basically, they reviewed that footage,
I
and
saw it.
everyone on the show came to the consensus that he threw that out of his hands and then lied about it, and which maybe you can watch it later, but I really believe that because his arm goes like this and he throws it out. So I think that's proof of he was lying. And when people do that, you know, they know that they're trying to prey on, you know, our fears and our beliefs, and maybe just want a notoriety or fame or something. But people that do that, they really tarnish the name of people that believe in this and try to get actual scientific proof. So I would just say to you that I believe these are real, and I would ask you to go and check out local ghost clubs and see for yourself, and try not to believe in everything you see until you have scientific proof.